What's up, guys? It's Chris here, and I gotta tell you, the Northern Virginia market is still absolutely insane, which I feel like I say in all these videos, but this one is specifically about all the crazy bidding wars I have been seeing lately. So, I've got some buyers that are just outwriting offers, and they're getting outbid, and we have people waiving appraisals, waiving inspections, and all that. So I'm gonna dive a little bit more into that. So if you're thinking about buying, that way you have a strategy on how to get a house, and if you're selling, what I do to help you get top dollar and what I'm seeing out there for other sellers. But let's dive into these numbers right now, and I'm going to show you guys too some examples from the MLS of some of these houses that I've gotten bid up, what they were listed for, and what they sold for as well. So let's talk about the numbers, right? So just looking at it right now, in January, Fairfax County's average sales price was up 10% year over year. Arlington County was up 7% year over year. Loudoun up 14%, and then Prince William County up 12%. So you can see here, home prices are still actively rising, and we had a very low inventory in January and February. We're already in March. So I think we're going to keep seeing this. I was hoping to see somewhat of a normal market, but I am starting to see a little bit more houses start to creep on the market as the weather has cleared up and all the lockdowns have started to end, especially in DC. So there's a lot more people out looking. So I'm hoping that will clear up some of this and some more inventory will come on. Also, their interest rates, keep in mind if you're being on the fence about selling or buying, have crept up around 4%, which is still a phenomenal rate, but they are a lot higher from where they were around. At one point they were 2.75 and all that. Everything going on in Russia and Ukraine, I have a suspicion that they will probably try to keep them around here and they won't raise them up too much. But let's dive in real quick and let me show you guys some examples of houses that got bid up in the MLS that I've seen. All right, so the first sale that I want to show that's kind of blown my mind is this house, 2871 Hideaway Road in Fairfax. Closed for $1 million, originally listed for $899. So this thing got bid up $100,000, and you can see this is an older home. Not too many pictures, mainly of the outside. So this house right here, now the inside looks pretty nice, but this house right here got bid up unbelievably from $900,000 to $1 million. So there's one example of a crazy sale. So 100 grand over asking price. If you're looking to buy and there's something that's 900,000, in Fairfax, it could easily get bid up to $1 million. So let's take a look at another property. All right, and then another one that completely blew my mind over in Bristow and Kingsbrook. This place sold for $410,000, was originally listed for $349,000. So this thing got bid up $60,000 from $350,000 all the way up to $410,000. Now this is a really nice townhouse, of course, but I just can't imagine people are overpaying $60,000. I do think at $350,000, this probably was priced a little cheaper than it should have been. Typically townhouses right now in that area for $375,000 to $400,000, but unbelievable. Another one, 60 grand over asking price. $350,000, yeah, that's definitely a lot. I probably would have, I don't know, I got no comment on that. Let's look at one more crazy one I want to show you guys. Okay, and the final one to blow me away here, listed for $750,000 and it closed for $870,000 back in February 18th in Arlington. This single family home here, which I suspect would have been more of a tear down to build a bigger $3-4 million luxury style house. So somebody paid, what did I say here? I'm so stunned. $870 sale from $750. So cool, 120 grand above list price. So this is obviously going to be some type of tear down, but you can tell what's going on out there. Not every sale was like this, obviously, but you can tell for sure that people are paying high. Well, I like the 1960s bar over there. So you can tell people are paying some crazy prices over asking. So let's get into what you can do to find a place if you're having trouble. All right, yeah, so you can tell things are crazy right now. So let's talk about what should you do if you're thinking about selling? What should you do if you're thinking about buying? I suspect most people that watch my channel are buyers. They're moving to Northern Virginia or they're actively looking. 50% of my business is buyers, 50% is sellers. So look, if you're thinking about selling, you definitely just don't want to just throw the house on the market and just interview any agent out there or take the agent that does it the cheapest or whatever. The one thing I tell people is, yeah, it's things are selling fast, but you still still need somebody that knows what they're doing, a professional. Like I've seen so many new agents get into this. They don't know the contract that well. They don't know how to really negotiate, getting people to waive all these inspection stuff. So what I'm telling people is, look, if you're thinking about selling to move up to a new place, and we know that you got to sell your place, there's plenty of options we can do. So the last few houses that I've sold this year already, and we've got like 7 million closing in the month of March, and I don't really even have a large team. It's just me and a personal assistant and one other person. But the one thing is, if you're thinking about selling, you can actually get some buyers to pay for your rent back. Meaning, let's say you close 30 days from now, you get your money, and then you get to stay in the house for free an additional 2 months. And then if you don't move out for whatever reason, then all of a sudden you're gonna be paying a high daily fee to move out. But the last 2 sellers I've had, I've helped them do that while they're out looking. They get their house sold, they get their money, we go out and find them a house to buy, and that has definitely helped them, you know, be able to feel a little bit less pressure. Although, like, I'm meeting with somebody this week as a school teacher, they can't move till June, they want to sell, and I said, look, we can get your house sold, get you top dollar right now, and then you can rent the house back probably for free for a couple months. Also, you got to do some work. I know it's like hard right now to find contractors and all that. You definitely still got to do some of the neutral paints, update light fixtures, all those type of things. And you know what? The agent that you use, hopefully me, if you watch my videos, I do anywhere in Virginia, but the agents you use, they got to use a professional photographer, professional videographer, professional writer. I use all that stuff. Like, even to this day, you can't just throw a house on the market and think it's going to sell, because most people, about 50% of the buyers in Northern Virginia, they don't even live around here. You know, they're looking online and they're buying sight unseen. So that is very common. All right, so if you're buying right now and you're frustrated and you're thinking to yourself, man, I'm under the gun here, like I'm writing offers, there's nothing for sale and all that, don't get too frustrated. And also, don't go out and buy like any just plain old house. I know you saw those crazy numbers that went over, but keep in mind, like, I'm still getting people their appraisals and all that. You can do things like, let's say the house is 600,000 and you bid it up to 630, and then you say, you know, you want to waive the appraisal to get a better chance of getting it accepted. You can say, hey, look, you know what? I'm willing to waive that appraisal up to $10,000. So meaning you pay 630 and it appraises at 615. You're telling the seller, hey, you know what? It appraised for 615, but I'm going to pay you 625. You make up the $5,000 difference. So you can write language like that in there. You can also do a new thing where you can waive the inspection, but they still give you the right to do an inspection and have the inspector get in there. You just can't ask for anything or get off of it. In the state of Virginia, if it is an HOA, you do get 3 days by law to look at the HOA docs and make sure everything looks okay to you. And then obviously most people are not waiving their financing contingencies. So what some agents may tell you, I'm very rarely in the last like 10 listings I've sold, hardly anyone's completely waived their financing contingency. So keep in mind, you definitely want to keep that in there to keep you protected. But look, you know, one listing I just had in particular, we had like 15 offers, and to tell you the truth, the agent, I mean, the deal that we accepted, it got bid up a little bit, like 20, 30 grand, which I say is a little bit, it's a lot of money, but you know what? It got bid up 20, 30 grand, but the agent that the offer that we took was they waived the inspection. They did that whole appraisal thing I mentioned, and then they made everything really quick and smooth. They didn't ask for any like other like, you know, things to be thrown in or any like weird things were thrown in there. So definitely keep a nice, clean offer and get it in as quickly as possible. And if you don't get it, like, don't get frustrated. But the thing is too, like, be on the pulse of the market, especially if you have a good agent. If a house hits the market, definitely go out and look at it right away. Maybe submit an offer and say, you know what, we want an answer in 48 hours, things like that. So don't get frustrated or flustered. And also, like, don't just jump on Zillow and have that be the only place you do it. Find a good agent like myself that knows what's coming on the market, might be able to get you in some coming soons or not listed properties as well. So will the bidding wars continue? We'll see. Typically around this Northern Virginia market, around like May, June, we start to see some of the showings come down as high school graduations and college graduations, all that happen, and the weather gets a lot warmer. And I suspect this year, especially because of all the lockdowns and all that last 2 years, people are going to be out and about a lot more, but we shall see. I've never seen it like this. I mean, I guess I did in the early 2000s, but it was a mid 2000s, but it was a lot easier to loan money out, and that was a totally different scenario than this one. We don't hardly have any new construction as well here right now. So comment below what you guys want to see. Definitely subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to blow it up, be the Mr. Beast of DC area real estate. Comment below what else you guys want to see. I'll see you at the top or from the top.